A week or so ago, I did a story. Actually, I published a press release concerning a Texas A&M doctoral student. Her name is Rachel Curtis, and she received an award from the American Association of Veterinary Parasitologists. And it was concerning some preliminary research that she's done on Chagas disease. And it's really great to hear such positive, great stories of our younger people these days. And I recorded it last Saturday, and let's go ahead and take a listen.
Joining me on the phone is Rachel Curtis. Rachel is a PhD student at Texas A&M University, and she recently won an award from the American Association of Veterinary Parasitologists for a presentation she gave concerning some ongoing Chagas disease research. Hello, Rachel, and thanks for talking to me today.
Hello, thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, fantastic. First, I want to say congratulations on your AAVP award. Hats off to you. And can you go ahead and tell me and my audience a little bit more about your research into Chagas and what you presented?
Well, our lab, I'm in Dr. Sarah Hamer's lab in the epidemiology group in the vet school here at Texas A&M, and we're interested in Chagas disease broadly, but mainly within an ecological context. So what sort of ecological factors or socioeconomic factors are risks for Chagas disease transmission, not only in humans, but also in dogs and wild animals throughout Texas. So at the AAVP meeting this summer, I was able to present some very preliminary results of what we found over the past year. I just started my program last year, and so we've been casting a very broad net to determine which sort of directions to follow up in the coming years.
Okay, and what have you found so far in your research?
Well, I think the biggest thing would be we focus a lot on actually determining infection prevalence in vectors. Some people have used humans or animal reservoirs to model disease presence in an area, but since vectors are so small and can only move so far, they really give us a good idea of how much disease is actually in an area or potential for disease is in an area. And so we use mostly vectors, and we've used PCR and DNA strain typing analyses to look at the infection prevalence and then the strain types that are being found across Texas. And so we use a primer set that is not as sensitive as some other primer sets, but is certainly informative in the strain typing area. So we found that about 30% of the bugs we've tested are infected with Trypanosoma cruzi, and that's compared to about 50% that other studies have found. And so we're working on getting another set of primers and to do a slightly different, more sensitive PCR so that we can also see if our numbers change a little bit with that.
Oh, fantastic. And you also developed something called the Citizen Science Initiative. You got the public involved in your research. Can you explain that a little bit, and how successful has that been?
Yeah, it's been a fantastic response. I actually was introduced to the idea, the concept of citizen science at my last university, at Wilkes University, where we were talking about using the public to really help us do science, because the public are out there and they're interested and they want to know more, and they're interested in many cases in helping with this sort of scientific research. And so I know citizen science has been used in a number of other applications. I know some people have used it to collect acorns from across the United States. And so we sort of took that idea and said, well, we know that a lot of people are seeing kissing bugs every day around their houses and around dog kennels that they have. And so we asked them, here's some information about Chagas disease and kissing bugs, and would you be willing to collect kissing bugs for you? And we've had an amazingly huge response. We've had, at least from the data I have to date, we started in March, so for about the past 7 or 8 months we've been going, and we've had submissions from at least 150 different people, and submissions totaling up to, at this time, around 1,200 kissing bugs. And so this is one of the larger samples that's been acquired for kissing bugs in the U.S. There was a similar study in Arizona a few years ago where they used citizen science also, but it was for just one city, and so we were taking a statewide approach here.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I mean, as a matter of fact, a few weeks ago I interviewed somebody from the San Antonio Humane Society concerning several dogs that were infected with Chagas. So, yeah, that's definitely a problem there in South Texas. And why don't you go ahead and tell me and my audience a little bit about the AAVP Award, and what was it, and were you surprised by it?
Yeah, so I went to the American Association of Veterinary Parasitologists annual conference, and Sarah, my advisor, made sure to say, don't be nervous. It's your first oral presentation to an international audience of well-established parasitologists. And I said, of course, I won't be nervous at all. But it was really nice to be there. It's a fairly focused group, and it was really interesting to see people from industry and academia. And there was a really large student participation in the meeting. So I think there were about 40 students there, and there were a lot of really great presentations by students. I mean, it was apparent that they're really involved in their research. And so I knew that there was going to be a student award, but I didn't really think. I thought, oh, look at everyone else's amazing research, and there were just a lot of really great presentations. And so I was surprised that I had the honor of receiving the award. But it was just a really nice way to sort of start off my Chagas presentations with my research, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. I mean, it's so great to hear such, fantastic news for somebody so young and doing such great work in public health and science. And I just want to say congratulations again, and I appreciate you talking to me today. And have a great weekend, and good luck on the rest of your research.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you.
Sure. Bye. Bye, Rachel.
Bye.